The fear of the unknown is far scarier than the fear of a ghost. A ghost is a very blatant and a predictable thing, but the unknown can be fiercely unpredictable. Kshitij walked slowly, ensuring that he made his way back safely, considering the fact that it was completely dark. The only source of light was his cell phone, which was helping him find his way back. The creepy, never-ending road gave him goosebumps. Although he was just 1 kilometer away from where he lived, he was somehow having a difficulty in finding the left turn to his building. Creepy sounds of night cricket and eerie silence petrified him. He heard some sounds of vicious laughter and howling of dogs. They seemed quite far, but they traumatized him. He started to run. He ran as fast as he could, but he ended up on an unfamiliar street. He had lost his way and he was terribly confused. He was in a locality where he had lived all his life, but in this situation, he was lost. He did not know how to get back home. After walking aimlessly for a long time, he found something that looked familiar. It was a water well. He decided to take a breather near the abandoned water well. This well had a history. This well had belonged to the people residing in that bungalow. A depressed old woman living alone in that bungalow after her sons had migrated to overseas countries had committed suicide. As children, they were not allowed to go near that well of the fear of them being possessed. From the popular legends of that area, this was the most believed one. Most of his friends had seen that old woman around the water well and had confirmed the story that her spirit haunted the area. He felt completely shaken as he looked inside the well. It was extremely deep and it was pitch dark inside. As he looked up at the banyan tree, he was petrified at what he saw. The old woman he had feared all his life sat there on the branch of that banyan tree, looking right into his eyes. Her hair was completely messed up and she laughed loudly to the level of insanity. The decibel levels of that laughter were extravagantly loud. He covered his ears and cried inconsolably. He felt stiff. He had no power to move from that place. The woman then jumped from the banyan tree straight into the well and disappeared. Everything fell silent again, as if nothing had happened, as if all he saw was his imagination. His head was spinning. Had he seen a real ghost, or he had been imagining? Nevertheless, he decided to run to his house. He ran as fast as he could, panting for breath, sweating profusely. He ran uncontrollably and suddenly slipped and fell with a thud. As he got up, he realized he had not even moved an inch. He was right there, exactly from where he had started from, the water well. The laughter of that woman, though non-existent, was echoing in his ears. He cried as he found no respite, no way out. He ran again with all his strength towards a different direction. He was sprinting now, assured that he could reach his building in time. He started shouting, "Help! Help! Help!" as he ran and stopped and waved his arms in disbelief when he ended up at the same water well again. He was stuck in a vicious loop of obscurity and he felt helpless. He fell to the ground, thumping his chest vigorously, wailing loudly and asking for forgiveness for every insult he had made on the dead woman. He felt He felt bad about negating her existence as a child and mocking his friends who were scared to go near the water well. He requested her to let him go. He told her that he had never caused her any harm. After a long duration of crying inconsolably, he was struck with an idea. He thought of breaking the loop by walking backwards with his face to the well. He kept looking at the water well and started walking backwards slowly. He smiled as he was moving away from the well. He thought he had found a rescue. He tried to ignore all negative thoughts by walking back. He was finally breaking the loop of obscurity. He fell again with a loud thud, but this time he fell into a dark hollow. He was now assured that he had died as he saw the light at the end of the tunnel. He saw the bright light coming right to his face. He saw the disillusioned figure of God calling him into heaven. Yes, it was not as painful as he expected. Death was such a simple process. He decided to close his eyes now and surrender to his fate. Tears dropped down from his eyes when he realized that he had missed the opportunity to say goodbye to his loved ones. He felt that after leap years of traveling through space, he had finally reached heaven as he could hear some sounds around him. Some birds chirping, some sounds as he had reached the gates of heaven. He wanted to open his eyes, but he kept his eyes closed as the light from heaven was extremely bright. Suddenly he felt something hit his knee very hard. That thing hit him again. It felt like a rod. As he slowly opened his eyes, he saw an ugly, mustached man looking at him. He became more aware of his surroundings when the man spoke. "Why do you guys drink so much and fall into gutters?" Kaire. As he got up, he realized he has been sleeping in a manhole, which had been dug in between a construction site, and he had been hallucinating all night. Ha ha ha!